Well, first tonight at 4, Jasper County Sheriff speaking out about the weekend raids involving ICE that led to dozens of people being taken into custody. But Sheriff Chris Malfris talked exclusively to me, wanting to dispel any rumors this was an immigration sweep.
It was a very large operation, probably, I can safely say, probably the largest operation that ever has happened in Jasper County.
And that large operation that Malfris is talking about involved a cockfighting ring. We showed you some of this video from social media taken by citizens yesterday. Malfris told me today more than 250 deputies and officers involved, and the scale of the operation and people involved meant federal agents from ICE were also called in. The sheriff says his agents have been working on this case for close to a year after getting a tip from a neighbor who lived near Tammy Drive. The raid Saturday morning led to several car and foot chases throughout the county, one as far away as Coosawhatchee. While Malfris can't release any number on the arrests or even the large number of animals seized in this raid, he is happy this criminal enterprise is out of the neighborhood and off the streets.
What happened Saturday was a targeted operation based off the cockfighting ring, and then everything that is developed inside that investigation. It doesn't matter to me the color, the gender, the race, the nationality. If you break the law in Jasper County, we're going to deal with it. So this has nothing to do with the fact that they're Hispanic or they're from another country. It has to do with the fact that they're breaking law inside our county, and we're not going to stand for that.
Now, Malfris says any of those pictures you see of ICE walking in downtown Ridgeland are just fakes, and wanted to add that La Poblanita, where agents were seen and video taken, was not an actual target of any operation. One of the main suspects actually tried to escape there, and they did pick him up, as well as several other people who had locked themselves inside the store. Malfris expects more information to be revealed by the federal government in the next few days. And according to the Marine Corps, ICE agents will be present outside graduation for new Marines to check whether any attending family members are undocumented. Now, for families that are visiting the Marine Corps Recruit Depot at Parris Island in Beaufort, officials are urging all guests to be ready for extra screening. That starts Wednesday ahead of Friday's graduation. Visitors will be required to show a real ID, a U.S. passport, or a birth certificate. Now, without those proper documents, those may be questioned by ICE officials. And happening right now, a hearing underway for a man who's changing his plea to guilty after allegedly carrying out a mass shooting at Fort Stewart. Sergeant Cornelius Radford allegedly opened fire at the base in August, injuring 4 fellow soldiers and a civilian worker who prosecutors say was also his romantic partner. Initially, Radford pleaded not guilty to 13 charges, including 6 counts of attempted murder. He's now admitting to a reduced set of serious offenses, including 2 counts of attempted murder, but without any deal to limit any potential punishment. WSV's Evan Smoke is at that hearing. He's going to have more details throughout our newscasts. And continuing coverage now as the sentencing of Charles Teeple has been delayed after a judge ordered that juror names be released under seal. Now, Teeple's the Savannah man found guilty of involuntary manslaughter and battery for punching a 66-year-old in Basil's bar in 2019. WSV's Jillian Cole's been following this. She joins us now with why that is.
Charles Teeple was expected to be sentenced on March 13th, but that date has been pushed back because his attorneys raised what they call limited post-trial matter. On March 25th, Charles Teeple's attorneys sent a written request for a conflict in court hearing. Shortly after, state attorneys responded with a motion requesting that jurors' names and information be revealed under seal. This request said is, quote, in preparation for the potential need to rebut a presumption of harm should defendant meet his initial burden, and pointed to the defendant's brief, where 2 affidavits purportedly from 2 jurors was included. On March 30th, Judge Lisa Colbert ordered this be granted, and now the conflict will go to a hearing. This all comes after a week-long hearing 3 months ago where Teeple was found guilty under multiple charges.
2, felony murder and aggravated assault. Guilty of the lesser included involuntary manslaughter.
Now, I spoke with Teeple's attorneys, and they said with the upcoming trial, they refuse to give any comment. Teeple's next appearance in court is set for April 7th. WSAV will be present. Stay with us for the latest. Jillian Coles, WSAV News 3, on your side.
Jillian, thanks so much for the information. Well, Beaufort County Sheriff P.J. Tanner is filling us in on who he wants to fill his shoes after announcing he would be retiring after his current term. The race between 3 candidates, Republicans JoJo Woodward and former newcomer Doug Seifert, along with Democrat Alfonso Small Jr. Woodward and Seaford are both veterans of the Sheriff's Office with decades of service. Small has over 13 years of law enforcement experience. He currently serves on the Beaufort County School Board. Sheriff Tanner tells WSAV he believes the best man for the job is Doug Seaford.
He's a very smart guy. He's hardworking. He's honest. Again, he's checking all the boxes that I think it would be a benefit to this office and this community. I'm very supportive of him. Will be financially as well as anything I can help him with. But he's his own man, and that's another part of this look that I'm looking for.
Well, Tanner said there are many things that Seaford will still have to learn. He believes the 20-year Sheriff's Office veteran is the right choice, and he's confident he'll be elected into that role. We've been telling you about an incident involving a young Varnville Elementary student who was left behind on a field trip. Now, a former special education teacher from the school tells us she actually witnessed a coworker physically abusing a student. WC's Isley Herschel is here with us with more on what that teacher had to say. Shocking stuff.
Yeah, Andrew, that's right. Taylor Hobbs tells me she witnessed multiple acts of physical abuse on her special needs students while she was working at Varnville Elementary School. She says it was all done by a special education teacher who's still currently employed there, according to the Hampton County School District. Hobbs says she saw this teacher hit a student with an outlet cover until he bled and grabbed another student in a walker and dragged her across the floor. She says she reported the teacher after both incidents and says the school responded both times with staff meetings regarding the issue on how to better handle similar situations, but did not reprimand the teacher. After both incidents, Hobbs ultimately decided to leave her job this past October.
Couldn't take it anymore. You're allowing a staff member to abuse a child, and then once they abuse the child, then it's like, oh, well, she made a boo-boo. She can go back in the classroom. And then you're still witnessing this same person ridicule these students, make fun of them.
I reached out to the school district, and I'm going to have more on what they had to say about these allegations coming up at 5. Isley Herschel, WSAV News 3, on your side.
Now, Time Saver Traffic, sponsored by Arrowhead Clinic, the accident doctors, where it pays to get well.
This Tuesday afternoon, we are checking out the traffic along I-95 at the state line. The northbound lanes are on the right side of the screen heading into South Carolina, flowing slowly through this area, but there is a little bit of a delay a little bit further to the south with speeds less than 45 miles per hour, all because of the merging down to just the 2 lanes there through that construction zone. We are seeing some delays along 278 westbound at Argent Boulevard because of an accident there, so speeds down to around 15 miles per hour or less. So allow yourself some extra time to get through that area if you are heading out of the city to head to places like Beaufort County, taking just over 40 minutes right now.